You're listening to Get to Know World of Warships, a podcast hosted by Boggzy and Synpax, produced by TNG The New Guys.
Well, it's a brand new week, Synpax. It's the last weekend of clan battles. What's good? What's new?
Well, there's been a little bit of news in our quarters lately, and it's really hard for me to talk about.
Well, I mean, I'm here to listen if you want to talk about it.
Yeah, you're a good listener, and if something is important and so much meaning, significance, this, you're probably the guy I'd most be comfortable talking to it about. So, I really didn't want to talk about it because we do all kinds of different things on this podcast. It's usually a place of great joy and humor and positivity, but every now and again we've got there's some bad news, and it's hard to talk about it, but
it's okay though. It's okay.
Sometimes I guess as you were saying, it's important to talk about it.
I think so. I feel like it's probably best to just go ahead and address it, and people are curious, so.
All right, so I heard you put fucking palm trees on your Atlanta.
I did. I'm not proud of it. Bree is not proud of it. I had to call my mom and tell her that I put palm trees on my Atlanta. Well, I don't know if I would say that she's not proud of it, more that she's just deeply, deeply disappointed.
I think I speak for everyone, and we all share that.
Yeah. I think she used the words $24,000 in college tuition for palm trees at your Atlanta, and I said, Mom, it's not just palm trees. There are little cabanas on the deck, too, with little multicolored awnings that I'm sure are housing little tiny bars that are serving margaritas and Mai Tais. And she said, that sounds delicious. Can we go there? And I said, no, it's a Shooty Pixel Boat casino prop that I bought for fun.
It ain't even real.
It's not even real.
And it is a ship with great historical significance in the U.S. Navy. Many men served on that ship in its lifetime. I'm sure it's accomplished many things that I don't really know about because I don't know anything about naval history, but no doubt it probably sank a few aircraft carriers and rescued people lost at sea, and probably downed Godzilla. I broke.
Oh,
the Great Battle of Tokyo, the Battle of Tokyo City against Godzilla. And you turn it into a damn joke with your palm trees.
The Atlanta literally took down Mothra over Tokyo Bay because Godzilla just couldn't do it. That's what the Atlanta did, and they put fucking palm trees and tiki bars on it. Shame.
No, not they. You.
I did.
I am thoroughly disgusted.
Shame on me.
You made the choice, man. Wargaming gave you the option. You made the choice. Well, anyway, it's other bit of news. We this weekend TNG had a little bit of turnover, and it's natural in any clan. And people come, people go. They've got their own reasons for moving on. And we've had a lot of folks that have come to our clan, and a lot of folks that have gone on for many reasons of their own. And there's not a single one of them. Not a single person who at one point had TNG tags and no longer does, for whatever reason they took off. Not a single person that I don't wish them the best, and that I wish that wherever they're going, whatever they're seeking, they find it, and that they can find it maybe somewhere what I have found in TNG, which is a sense of connectivity, a sense of belonging, and so I wish everybody the best that made those choices, and life goes on. See you on the battlefield.
Absolutely.
So I think the audience is not aware of a certain sacrifice that Boggzy makes. And I'm not even sure you need to make the sacrifice because I've never heard it, but Boggzy lives in a hot tropical climate, extremely hot. And to do this podcast, he has to turn off his only means of cooling off his fans. So whenever I'm sitting here, I've got Boggzy, correct me if I'm wrong, but do you even have like one of those window units?
I do not, and I don't have central air either. I have
Oh my God.
fans that I put into the window and blow in or out depending on
Oh.
the temperature inside versus the temperature inside.
So to bring this podcast, so I'm in a very comfy leather chair. I've got a woman who brings me cold beverages when I snap my fingers, central air conditioning, central heating, a beautiful view, a studio. I'm actually, Boggsy's not allowed here because of a restraining order, but I'm at our studio in Burbank. It's like a gigantic fishbowl, and I'm looking out onto the world. It's at the top of the Capitol Records building. That's where I am when we're recording this, but he's in some since we've already broken the R rating on this, he's in some shitty studio in what is Amazonia? What's that neighborhood?
I live in beautiful, filthy Hollywood, California.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, some shitty studio in Hollywood, California, and he turns his fan off so that you, the listener, can hear more clearly. He is cooking right now, so I just want to make sure our audience appreciates that, because that's some serious dedication. And if I had to do that, I'm not sure there'd be a podcast.
You know, I'd like to say that I'm not the best person in the world. I also was instructed at a very young age not to lie. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to let this wash over me like the warm bathing light that it is and say that, yeah, you're all welcome. My sweat is your entertainment. So, let's hear it for me. Really, let's just hear it for me. Now,
if you haven't hit that subscribe button on the YouTube channel by now, I don't want you to ever listen to our podcast again. After that, if you cannot be motivated to subscribe to our YouTube channel, or whatever other thing you listen to on, be gone. Hey, we've got an exciting show today, but we actually, one of our TNG members, one of our premier CV mains, in fact, I think, we have other people who are CV quote-unquote mains, but there's like another level of it where that's the only thing you play, right? Isn't that the case with him? It's not... Well, how would we... Because CV main doesn't do the word justice. Because, I play destroyers too, but I'm CV main. What word can we use to describe a person like this?
I would say a laser scalpel. The guy is uniquely capable of this very specific task.
But he only plays one class, like a hard exclude. Because main doesn't quite capture it. It's got to be something like...
I mean, I might be dating myself here a little, but he's the guy in GoldenEye 64 that even though you have rockets selected as the weapon type mode, he's slappers only. Get ready to get wrecked.
Yeah, that'd be a great reference if I had any idea what you're talking about. I feel it. I can feel it. You know how somebody makes a reference and you don't know what, it's from a movie or TV show, and you haven't seen it all, you don't get it, but you can just sense that it's like, oh yeah, I totally get it.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, Synpax Boomer confirmed, because he and I are not actually that far apart in age, and yet he doesn't know the glory that was GoldenEye 64 on the Nintendo 64. I for one...
I was more NES guy, so...
I, for one, am as shocked as all of you listening. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, absolutely do it now, because clearly we need help over here. Was that too obvious? That was obvious. That was desperate. That was gross.
What were you talking about?
I don't remember. Ahskance. We were talking about...
yeah, I know. We were trying to figure out a word for, you know what? Hey, listeners, I bet we have a listener who has an idea. Send your email or make a comment below the video on YouTube to tell us what the right term would be for somebody. Oh, I got it. Savant. That's the word, right? He is a CV savant.
I would say that, yes.
Is that... Yeah, or if you think of a better word, email us or let us know. Yeah, our CV savant, what did he go and do?
So our CV savant, Ahskance, whom you've heard on this channel and on this podcast before, talking with other carrier mains as the TNG representative. He's spoken with Cable Guy from KSC, Warlord from 07. He spoke with NMSL. Sorry, that's really hard for me to say. From Rapoi in China. He's basically been our CV go-to guy.
Friend of the show.
Yeah, friend of the show. So he created a Twitch channel where you can all, and I do recommend this, go and watch basically play-by-play CV flight instruction. That is the theme of his channel. It has grown quickly because people want to know how to do this. He has spent a huge number of hours over the last couple of days compiling, and organizing all of his videos so that if you, for example, you out there say, I want to know how to play the Kaga because it's a foreign, crazy thing to me and I don't know how to play it, he has several videos up of play-by-play instruction on how to play the Kaga on his Twitch channel. So far, I believe he's done it for every CV except for the tier 4s because he considered those training tiers and not really worth doing videos on. But who knows? If you push him enough, he might do it.
Yeah, and I think we need to get him, somebody needs to donate him some of those airdrop containers so he has a chance of getting an Enterprise.
He got it! He does! He got the 5... He got the 5 air supply containers from the summer event that's currently still going on, and he did it. He got the Enterprise. It was there was much rejoicing in the words.
What does he think of it so far? Did you get any feedback from him?
I haven't. I asked him to play it once, but then I saw a butterfly outside, and I had to go outside and chase it, so I didn't get to watch it. But he does have
the butterfly.
I didn't. It apparently has
you
wings.
Never do.
It flies. But
he needs one of those nets.
A what net? That's what I'm using to talk to you right now. Synpax is the net.
I find it better just to observe rather than try to catch them. If you've ever seen those cases people have on the wall with all the collection of butterflies sort of pinned to it,
yeah, it's a little
do you
heinous.
think that they waited for the butterfly to like die a natural death, and then, or do you think they actually killed the butterfly to put it in there?
I don't know. Maybe they ran it through the dishwasher or something to get it clean and kill it. I don't know.
The latter makes me sad to think about it.
This has been the best 12 minutes of intro that we've ever done, by the way. I'm extraordinarily happy with everything that's happened so far.
We set a pretty low bar here. So.
Well, okay, so let's talk about what we've got later. You are going to actually take off because right now it's in the future, and I will later be speaking with Lord Zath in the past. That's the beauty of the entertainment industry.
Yep, the magic of editing.
Yep. So coming up here in just a moment, we're going to be talking with Lord Zath, the community contributor, streamer, and all-around super-duper nice guy who runs the very old, very well-respected, and still competitive clan Kraken. So anything else before we move on, Synpax? It's the last weekend of clan battles.
I feel like there was a... yeah, but we talked about clan battles a lot.
Right.
I think... the anniversary's coming up. So all of our gambling addicts are going to get their chance at how many tier 10? So every tier 10 you have,
yes,
you play burn through one little game in co-op. Does it have to be a win or just a game?
I believe it has to be a win.
You get a super container. How many super containers are you pulling out of your tier 10s?
A whole bunch. So yeah, I have nearly all the tier 10s minus the Puerto Rico for obvious reasons. I have nearly all the tier 10s. So basically what Synpax is getting at is that this is an event very similar to the Snowflake event that happens around November, December, where every first win you get in a tier 10 ship gets you a super container. Every first win you get in a tier 9 ship gets you 2 gift containers. Every first win you get in a tier 8 ship gets you a single gift container. Those gift containers each contain 5 premium signals of the wyverns, the hydras, the basilisks, all the good stuff that helps you blast through a line and collect free XP real quickly. So, every tier 10 you've got is a super container. That's the important thing. And for one, I'm running really low on Papa signals and det flags and ram flags, so I can't wait to fill those back up with my super containers.
Yep. I think I'm going to have 35 on my main account. The only tier 10 I think I'm missing is the Salem, which I think... I have on another account.
What? You don't have a Salem?
Yeah, it's a coal ship, and it's just that when I got around to I was burning my coal to buy flags back when that was, I think, the only currency you could use to
Oh
buy
my
them.
god.
And it was because it was a remarkably bad price for them.
Right.
And there was another coal ship that came out instead, and I got that. And I think I have every single. And I don't have the carriers. So
Okay.
someday, maybe I should watch those videos that Ahskance made.
I mean, if you want to get good.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
All right, take us out of here, man. Let's
Great.
go to the next segment. I'm excited to hear one of the great streamers from one of the great clans that's been around, going way back, and it is. I can only admire a clan that's still at the top of the list, season after season after season. Now, what season 10 we're in? Is it 10? It is 10.
Yep.
That's quite amazing and has a really good story. So I look forward to hearing it along with our audience.
Absolutely. In just a second here, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with Kraken. I will have a guest host in Gathering Tempest, one of our members, and we're going to talk to Lord Zath of Kraken about how exactly Kraken managed to make Hurricane this season with a battleship comp, along with discussing his, I'm going to say, his proprietary product of his channel, which is Replay Theater. So stick around for that. We're going to get talking to Zath here in just a moment.
All right, everybody, here's the situation. I may have screwed up the audio levels with Zath and Tempest coming up here. I'm very sorry about that. There seems to be an echo on the other two gentlemen, but not me for some reason. I don't know why. I'm sorry about that. I was unable to remove the echo in post, but I promise for the next upcoming episodes, I will make sure that doesn't happen again. So I tuned down the echo as much as possible. It's still pretty bad. If you keep listening, I appreciate it. But apologies to Zath because you gave a great interview, and I'm sorry that it's echoey.
Well, Tempest, welcome back to the podcast.
Thank you, Boggzy.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you here. You did a great job interrogating the CV mains last time, so here we're going to have you interrogate a celebrity. How does that sound?
Sounds good, but I mean, gotta remember I'm a DD main, so I love to interrogate those CVs.
Yeah, I'm curious. If you're a DD main who just happens to be excellent at CVs, is that literally the definition of a wolf in sheep's clothing?
No comment.
No comment. Got it. Great. Your secret is safe with us. He's a CV main. He's a closet CV main in a DD main's body or something like that. Well, okay. So let's go ahead and introduce our clan guest today. I'm very excited. This is one of the stalwart clans in the history of World of Warships, and I'm very excited to introduce, representing Kraken, the famous Lord Zath. Lord Zath, thank you very much for coming on our show.
Thanks for having me. It's always fun to hang out with other people.
Absolutely, except for Tempest, I understand, but you're going to struggle through it. You're going to struggle through it. So let's get right into it. Zath, you're obviously, I understand that you're in charge of Kraken now. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Were you also the founder of Kraken, or did it get passed on to you? Would you give us a little history on that, please?
Sure. So Kraken was formed by Mesrith, who, believe it or not, we are still in contact with, even as recent as yesterday. And he formed the clan around two core concepts: chill and skill. So players that have, pretty good stats, decent awareness in the game, know what they're doing, people that you could jump into Discord or whatever, jump into a division. They're going to be solid people that you can just go and have fun and enjoy the game together with. And chill being people that generally don't like to instigate drama, and they're the kind of people that when you poke them, they don't like bite your head off. So that's the chill aspect. So that was when Kraken got formed, and it started under that idea. And I joined Kraken when the whole clan naval base was created. Prior to that, there was no reason to be in a clan other than just to say, hey, you're in this really cool clan. So I was in, what did they call it back then? It was a clan for community contributors and wiki editors, and that was a lot of fun. I think it was like WG-CC.
Oh yeah.
And so I was just in that clan because, well, again, there's no bonuses, there's no reason not to be in a clan. or to be in a specific clan for that matter. So I just hung out in that, and then Wargaming came out with the naval base and said, oh, look, you can get more XP, and you can get more of all these other resources if you are a member of a clan. And I took one look at the people that were in the NACC and said, you're not going to help me get any of these. So I just jumped out right away.
Fair enough.
And I was it's no offense to anybody who's in that clan. It's just, it's literally just the CCs going around and playing around. We don't get together and hang out and, sing Kumbaya and stuff like that all the time in Division. So, I'm trying to think of who do I want to go to. And of course, there were clans like, OPG out there and others. And I said, okay, well, that's a possibility. And then I realized that my good friend Killjoy 1941 was the leader of Kraken, this clan. At the time, Mesrith had moved on, and Killjoy had taken over, and that was an instant decision for me. I wanted into Kraken.
I see.
So
Kraken, if I did my research correctly, Kraken finished number 5 Hurricane in the very first season of Clan Battles. So Kraken has been around about as long as competitive WoWs has been around, and you guys consistently play strongly. You guys generally consistently play Clan Battles, and obviously you have collected yourself a little, what do I say, like a cadre of streamers and personalities and such, to where I generally regard you guys as the celebrity clan. Yeah.
Really?
Well, it's mainly just because UNC Raptor, but I think it was during COTS a couple seasons back or something like that, where I was watching the two of you stream together, and you guys were having such fun, and you were so entertaining to listen to, that I sort of was like, oh, these are the celebrities of World of Warships, and so I think that's how I got that stuck in my mind, is always, that's how I associated you guys. So before I throw it over to Tempest to ask you guys about this season of Clan Battles, I want to real quick just sort of get get like an overview of, you already explained where Kraken came from, and how you got involved in it. I just sort of want to know where you guys see yourself right now as a clan.
Well, I gotta say, I see us as a clan that's starting to grow. Again, which is awesome. Like you had mentioned, we had a very strong finish in Season 1 of Clan Battles. Unfortunately, we fell a little bit later on in subsequent seasons. I actually inherited the clan while on a cruise ship in Europe, so that was interesting.
Okay. Well, please, would you expound on that? How exactly do you inherit while you're on a cruise? Just get that notification?
Well, yeah, basically I got pinged on Discord by the clan leader at the time, who said that they wanted out, and, okay, that's fine. People leave, that's fine. I said, can you please wait about a week till I can get home? And they said, no, I'm leaving now. So, so I'm on the Danube River in the cruise ship at the rear station on a voice chat with anybody in the clan who was there, because I needed to assure everybody, hey, I'm here, I'm staying, we're not leaving, don't worry. Because as you know, sometimes when you get one or two people that leave, suddenly you get a whole bunch of other people that are like, I think I want out of this too.
Things come in waves, yeah.
Exactly. We did not want to start an avalanche, so I said, I'm going to do this. And so I think it was like, about 11 p.m. Central, like Europe time, that we started the meeting, and I was still up there at about 1:32 a.m. The ship's crew like to go through that little area to cut into the area where they work, between there and their own bunks and stuff like that. And they would walk up and they'd give me these weird looks like, the hell are you still doing up? And oh crap, because they're not allowed to have passengers see them cutting through passenger spaces to get to their their workstations. And I'm like, just go, I don't care. So that was an interesting conversation to be having with everybody, and I have to publicly thank my wife for being willing to allow me to have this conversation while we're on vacation in Europe.
Sure.
But I'll tell you, it was interesting because we were at a very stressful situation. If anybody is in a clan, and you guys know more than anybody what the stresses of clan battles brings, and clan battles drives a gigantic wedge in any crack that exists within a clan. And so, the group was like, oh, what are we going to do? Are we going to make it to Hurricane this season? Blah, blah. And I said, guys, we're Kraken. You pick yourselves up, pull up your straps and just go. And that's exactly what they did. I said, guys, I'm on vacation for another week. I'm not playing clan battles for another week. I said, but when I get home, I will be there and we will do this, and to the clan's credit, they did exactly that. They put together a composition and a strategy based off of the strengths and weaknesses of the players that were around and available, and they rocked it. And they got themselves up into Typhoon, and they got themselves up to Hurricane. I think when I got home, they were in Typhoon 1 or something like that, and we were able to push to Hurricane that season. And I mean, that nothing could fill me with as much pride as seeing these guys say, well, we could sit there and throw the season off, we could go find some other clan, but no, we like it here, and we want our steel, so we're gonna work and make this happen. And also Wargaming giving Moskva that icebreaker bow. So,
well, yeah.
There were certain things that helped us get through this, but ever since then, it's been incredible. And I'll tell you, that was my first, we call them dad speeches in the clan.
Very nice.
That was the first dad speech that I got to write, and we just released dad speech number 5 yesterday.
Well, so... okay. That's I hate to keep pushing, Tempest back here a second, but I kind of want to know. Can you fill us in on dad speech number 5? What was the context?
The idea was, it had been quite a while since dad speech number 4, and we wanted to kind of take a moment back and step back and think about where we're at as a clan. Where do we want to grow as a clan, and what are our current pain points, both in clan battles and outside of it? And nothing unifies people like a good dad speech, at least not in our clan. So
it's like a State of the Kraken address.
Yes.
Okay.
Very, very much so. Yes.
Very nice. All right. Well, thank you for letting us probe there. We appreciate it. I think Tempest may have some questions about how clan battles went for you guys this season.
Indeed. So we played you guys, I think 3 or 4 times we played Kraken and Assassins, and what I most remember is a competent battleship comp. You don't see many battleship comps, actually any in Hurricane besides yours, and you guys do it well. What prompted the battleship comp?
Well, a couple of things. One is, I guess for lack of a better way of saying it, we don't like to be followers in Kraken. We like to be either trendsetters or just those weird people that you don't know how to deal with. And so we built our comp based off of what we felt was our strengths. We have several really strong battleship players. We've got some strong carrier players too, but we felt like the battleship would have a greater presence on the battlefield, and we wanted to see if we could prove it. And I think we did. Like you mentioned, we made ourselves up to Hurricane and stuff, and when you guys saw us, you probably said, oh god, a battleship comp? And then you probably thought, how are we going to handle these guys? And that's what we want. That we want you guys to come into a battle and not feel like it's the same comp over and over again. It's not one carrier and 6 Graf Spays like there are in Europe. I hear on the EU.
Who does that?
I've never seen
that. We definitely
we've never run that ever.
Or
we're not actually still running that.
No, definitely not.
So you get the idea. You get what I'm saying, right? Like,
we get it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the idea. The other big strength of our clan with clan battles is you don't always see us in the exact same ship. Like you might see me in a Huang He, but then next time you might see me in a Graf Spee. So we like to play different ships and different setups based off of who's available. So I know some clans are more regimented, right? Like so and so, you are always going to play this particular ship. Learn it well, take it out on the maps, pre-sight everything, etc., etc. But we're more of a relaxed fit for that. We just kind of say who's here, who wants to play what, and go from there.
That's kind of awesome that you guys do that and are still able to push Hurricane and perform well. Most you, like you said, a lot of teams do stick to specific roles. This is what you're doing. This is you. This is all you do. There are pros and cons to each. But how do you feel you guys are still doing at this point in the season? We're nearing the end, so.
We're feeling pretty darn good about this. I will say we're actually I think most of us are enjoying. Definitely me enjoying this season more so than the last season when it was tier 10 with carriers. And we have a lot of people that still show up to clan battle evenings. We even have had a couple nights where we've run 2 teams, which when clan battles first started and everybody wanted that Stalingrad flag, I mean, of course we had like 3 teams running at a time, but over time you've got attrition, people leave, people get less interested, and they got their Stalingrad, okay, it's deal, big deal. So I look at it as a significant accomplishment for our clan to have 2 teams running. We had a couple of new members to our clan just the other night. I think it was it Sunday night or was it Saturday night? One of those 2 nights. We had some new members in the clan, and our main caller was working with them and trying to get them accustomed to the strats and kind of break them into the Kraken style of clan battles. We had 13 people hanging out, and obviously, you've got your 7 playing. That means you got 6 that are just chilling. We had a 7th guy come in and say, "Hey guys, are we playing a second team?" And we all said, "Sure." So the group that was in just moved to a different voice channel. We formed up another team, and we went 4-0 before somebody had to leave. And I died in at least 2 of them in terrible ways. And I gotta say, what was so cool about that experience was we didn't feel like there was a lot of stress. We weren't screaming at anybody during the match, like, "Dude, what are you doing? Why over there?" Ah! We didn't do any of that. It was all like, "Okay, I'm going down. All right, how are we going to react to it?" And I mean, we managed to win games that we probably shouldn't have, and that's what I loved the most of it, was we found ways to win no matter what.
That's always the key to being a Hurricane team. I think you have to win those games when you feel like this could be a loss, and then 1 player, 2 players step up and turn things around for you just based on their skill and the morale of the team. Just having fun out there and not feeling like you're under so much pressure to get everything done and be the best.
Yeah.
I mean, last week we had our battleship detonate.
Oh no!
4 minutes into the game, 3 or 4 minutes into the game, detonated by a carrier torpedo strike.
I was going to ask you if it was a Ryujo torp. You answered it already.
I think it was. I mean, when you have the flags on renew every game, once you run out of flags, there's no notification. Hey, dude, you ran out of flags. You might want to go buy some. Anybody from Wargaming, if you're listening to this, please add this feature. This would be really helpful. Our battleship main thanks you.
Wouldn't it?
But, yeah. I mean, but we still ended up turning around that game and won that battle. Wow. So, yeah, I know, right? Like, we couldn't believe it. We're all like, dude, we got this!
Yeah, I can imagine the temperature in the Discord was like, oh man, we're so screwed. Our battleship got blown up and we haven't even done anything yet. We're just getting to the caps. But then,
So I'm curious. I'd like to know a little bit about your process of choosing the battleships. Did you guys actually, first, which are you running with? Which did you think was going to be the best option? And then I suppose after that, was there a process of deciding, and how did you guys come up with that? Because it is unusual to see people doing well with a battleship comp, and obviously you guys have, having made it into Hurricane already.
Yeah, well, we took the time to go into training rooms with each of the different battleships, with different carriers, with different cruisers and destroyers, and tried to think about which ones will do the most damage to the battleships, which ones could survive the carriers the best, and that sort of thing. And we try to figure out, okay, it's tier 6, right? So what are there? What's available to us? Do we want overmatch? Do we want to be able to overmatch every cruiser? If so, then that's probably going to be the Bayern or the Warspite. And if we want speed, well, that's definitely not going to be the Arizona. That's going to be maybe something like the Prince Idol. And so we were playing around with them, and unfortunately, I missed most of that. So I can't speak too much to our process of figuring that out, unfortunately. But we've had success with the Bayern, we've had success with the Prince Idol, I believe. Kraken Below, our sub clan, ran that for quite some time. I actually streamed a game with Prince Idol in their comp, if I remember right. Yeah, we've tried Ishmael, we've tried Warspite, we've tried a whole bunch of other ones, and some of them, we joked about Normandy, and honestly, I think that's a possibility. The thing is that I don't know that it's so much about the battleship anymore. I think it's more about the player behind the battleship and how you can use it, because each one has its strengths and weaknesses. So, yeah, I'm sorry that's a more complex answer than you probably wanted.
No, literally our product here is talking, so talk away. That's fine.
I know at least one person who wished we could be using the Mutsu just because he wants to use the mean torpedoes. But,
Who is that?
that one torpedo launch.
The Mutsu, good lord. I hear what you're saying about that, because as the season kind of played out, the ability to smoke fire accurately and effectively started to gain a lot more precedence as given how many Graf Spays are out there and the inaccuracy and the low number of those guns. I can honestly see where, like, someone says, bring a Normandy, you don't need to be able to penetrate another battleship, you just need to be able to smack Hwanghaes or Perths that are in smoke. You need extra shells, and you need sub-caliber ones that are going to be less likely to overpenetrate. Like, I can actually see an argument to be made for a Normandy in that regard, since it doesn't have to go toe-to-toe with another battleship generally.
Well, and along that line, do you need to worry about 32 millimeter armor? Is that going to be a liability for you at tier 6?
No, it's not. Generally, it's not. Yeah.
So there you go.
So I don't mean to give away your secrets here, but what did you end up going with?
Well, we've used an awful lot of Bayern, and I think we've been experimenting a little bit with I can't remember. Ishmael, the tier 6 Russian. We've been experimenting with that. We've seen people using Warspites a lot too. We played around with that too. But honestly, it comes down to what the player's most comfortable with. If we've got a battleship player that's there and says, I don't want to play Ishmael, I want to play Bayern. Okay, fine, play Bayern, and then we'll try to form a strat and comp around it, and see if we can make it work.
That sounds very civilized. It has no place in World of Warships.
Get out.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we've, and I'll cop to this as I've done it too, but we try to stay away from is saying it's the comp that's the reason why we're losing, because a lot of times it's not. It's the execution of orders, it's positioning, it's maybe that one key shot, critical moment, whatever, that screwed things up. So the moment you start thinking about your comp, the moment you start this endless cycle of changing comp, then losing because you've got a new comp that doesn't work the way that you used to, and then changing it again and losing it. We've had days where we had downward spirals like that, and we're just not tolerating that anymore. So it comes down to what is the player going to bring to the table, and what tools will accomplish what we want best.
Makes sense to me. Well, I think that's a perfect opportunity to go ahead and transition to a commercial break, but obviously we're going to have would not be get to know World of Warships without Sink a Ship. So, Tempest, if you would please butter Lord Commander Zath up here to sink a ship before we go to break.
All right. So, you're in a battle, and let's say it's a tier 10 battle. This is a common place to find yourself. You're in a battleship, a 32 millimeter plated one like a Republic, and you accidentally find yourself just getting maybe spammed by some HE. Does this sound something like something you experience every now and again?
Oh, never.
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 So what I'm getting at here is I might try to sink maybe a Smolensk or something, because I just don't like them. But if you were to find yourself in a situation like that, and something that just really grinds your gears when you come up against it, what are you thinking that might be?
Well, hold on, sorry.
Well,
that's going to be the answer that Zath gives us after the commercial break. Tempest.
Stay tuned.
I didn't know how that part went.
It's okay, you're just fired. Well,
After these messages, we'll be right back.
exactly. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. So, yes, when we come back on Get to Know World of Warships, Lord Zath from the mighty Kraken is going to sink a ship. So, hang with us and stay tuned. Attention CV players. Have you or someone you love been the target of a Kid Akazuki Kid hunting party? Are the pelts of your Lexingtons, Ryujos, or Enterprises hanging on someone else's Discord? Call Super Lawyer Group Amalfi, Brindisi, and Venezia at 1-800-555-7358 to see if you are eligible for compensation. That's 1-800-555-PELT. You could be eligible for a hefty payout, so call today. Thank you for sticking with us through that clearly not satirical commercial break. So we're here. We're talking with Kraken. We're talking with Lord Zath. And before the break, Tempest, I think, asked Lord Zath to sink a ship. So, Zath, what do you got for us?
Well, I decided against tier 10 because I'm sure everybody you've talked to is at the high tiers. And to me, the ship that I would choose to sink is the Ahskance Beta.
The Ahskance Beta. It's like a white whale out there. Good lord. Why? Why, Zap? Tell us why.
Well, I would sink it because, quite frankly, it's extremely frustrating to have a ship that was touted to have great anti-air end up having 0 anti-air at tier 4. Right now, especially after the CV rework, there's just so many CVs at tier 4 that, quite frankly, I just don't know how the Ahskance Beta is competitive anymore at tier 4. It's got some good things going for it, like having the additional module slots, and the accuracy of the secondaries were buffed recently, but that's about it. And I will say this, I thought about selling it when I first got it because there's no anti-air and, carriers, but Ahskance Beta has a special place in my heart because I learned how to dodge torpedoes with the Ahskance Beta, carrier drop torpedoes. And that's a very important skill, and it took me many battles before I figured it out. But if I didn't have the Ahskance Beta in the ports, it might have taken me longer because I would have been more dependent on my anti-air. But when you have no anti-air to speak of, not even a drunk Russian on the top with a pistol, well, you kind of have to figure things out.
Yeah.
So I would sink the Ahskance Beta because I feel it is nowhere near competitive anymore. I would sink the Ahskance Beta and replace it with the Ahskance Beta 2, which would be a Wyoming class with the B hull upgrade, so it actually has anti-air.
Wow, you actually have a replacement. I think that's a first for us to have someone say, "Hey, I have a way to fix this." So sink it and Well, I guess actually Sub Octavian did that. He decided to sink the Khabarovsk because, like, I'd like to start over. I believe we're gonna get that. I believe it's called the DDR-10. Keep your eyes open, folks. But that's very interesting. So you want to sink one of, like, the rarest ships in the game. Do you also want to, I don't know, maybe eat for dinner an endangered Andean condor just to sort of get it over with? You know? Is that something you'd like, Zap?
No, of course not.
Okay.
I will have the last dodo bird, please.
Yes, please. Can you just imagine some guy being like, Is dodo still on the menu? Yes, sir. We actually have the very last one. I'll have that.
Let me time travel real quick to get that for you.
Yeah. All right. Well, fun's over, fellas. Let's get back to serious business here. You are a community.
That was serious.
Oh well, I mean, it was serious to my mom, but my mom. Okay. I like that my mom actually does listen to these podcasts every once in a while. She'd be like,
"Hi, Mom."
Yeah.
Hi, Mom.
Did you have the guy from the game? Did you have the guy from the game? My mom's not from New York. I don't know why I'm doing that. Anyway, did you get the guy from Wargaming on? Yeah, Mom, we did. I'm making it sound like I'm from Boston. I'm from Oregon. I don't know what the hell that was.
You seem confused.
I'm very confused. Well, let's clear this up. Let's talk about let's transition a little less about Kraken, a little bit more about Lord Zath, because you are a community contributor, you are a streamer, you are a caster for COTS, and you run a very specific, fun program on your channel called Replay Theater. So will you tell us a little bit about that, please?
Well, sure, yeah. I was I'm going back in time about 3 years playing the game, starting to get frustrated. We've all had those games where, you know, it just gets under your skin. Oh my God, why did this guy do that? Blah, blah, blah. And I found myself in so many situations where, quite frankly, I wanted to help somebody understand why they shouldn't, I don't know, sit broadside in a battleship or cruiser to enemy battleships, or, you know, with destroyers detected, maybe you might want to change course. So, like, I would be putting these suggestions in chat, but a lot of times, you know, people get really frustrated with you because it's like, you know, they feel like you're attacking them, right? Like, hey, you know, you suck, and this is because of this. And people, the natural way is to get defensive. So I thought to myself, what if there was a way that I could actually show people what I'm talking about and talk through it, but from that other player's perspective? Because I see it from my perspective, but I don't know what they're seeing. I don't know what they're looking at. I don't know how they're playing. And I don't know the steps that got them to the point where they were sailing broadside to an enemy battleship, or they were driving in a straight line and taking a torpedo and dev-struck. So that was the impetus to the replay theater was, you know, I see a lot of players that get upset with other players because of their stats, you know, they're red players, they have a 42% win rate, they should feel bad and just uninstall the game and all that garbage. And I got to thinking to myself, like, that there's two ways to approach the situation. One is to do all that, which is really toxic, or the other is to say, how can I help you so that you can turn around yourself and you can improve, you can get up to 50% win rate, you can go above 50%, you can get into 60s even, you know, like what can we do, how can I help you get to that point? And I've been so proud of some of the people that I've mentored, so to speak, going through this process and watching them improve and grow in the game. And of course, in the process of doing that, they're enjoying the game that much more. So it's kind of like a win-win, right? Like, wouldn't you want to enjoy your game more? So
Sure. Yeah.
So the theater started with the idea of doing that, and if you're familiar with the clan STW, STW brought me in to help them organize and run a 2-year anniversary celebration where they had all kinds of prizes, tons of money given out and stuff, and we made it so that one of the requirements was that they had to send me a replay and that I would record that replay so that we could all learn from it, but we could all kind of sit back and have some laughs over the game itself that you know, won somebody a prize. And in the process of doing that, it kind of clicked in my mind. I'm like, you know, I wish I could tell this player what to be doing. So I started saying things like, you should be turning left here, or, you know, you might want to think about using the silent for cover. And as I'm doing that, I'm like, I can make a channel out of this. And yeah. That's how we started it.
Was that the inception of streaming, or were you streaming before that? Forgive me, I actually don't know.
No, it wasn't streaming. I was full YouTube for the first, I don't know, half a year to a year. I just did everything on YouTube, and I put the videos out, I posted them on the forums. And I got to thinking, I'm like, you know, I could be streaming this on Twitch, and I can be getting some viewers, and I can also be putting this a day or so later on YouTube. Why not both? Why don't I do this live?
Right.
And then I could have the player that submitted the replay live on stream, typing in their thoughts.
Oh,
I could
that's
have
great.
Other people, why didn't you try this? Or hey, Zath, did you see that? Or hey, Zath, pause it for a second. I want to talk about, you know, the mini-map. And it kind of it transformed into what it is now, which is a predominantly Twitch platform. Of course, I will put the videos on YouTube too, but the fun is on Twitch because it's all happening live.
Right. Wow, that's really interesting. How long have you been actually doing this now, Replay Theater?
2.5 years.
Oh my God.
Coming up on 3 years actually. So what was it? It was the Let's Battle tour at Lexington. That was the first time meeting up with Sea Raptor, and I got to meet Nico Power. Nico, if you're hearing this, I still love you.
Yeah.
And he was awesome community manager, the best anywhere. But anyways, and if anybody's listening and see him applying, hire this guy. He needs to, you know, get him work. get him work. He deserves employment, and really top-notch employment. But anyway, so I met him and I met all these other people, and I thought, this is a lot of fun, and I love meeting the people, and you realize that the people that are playing this game aren't just people that are in their 20s and 30s that are hyper competitive, that make it their goal to play the game 3, 4, 5 hours a day, like me. And you start realizing that there's other reasons that people play the game. There's other people out there that are playing, and it helped me to kind of back off of my whole ultra competitive vibe. And that's when I decided, you know what, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do something to help the community. I'm gonna do something to be a positive force in this community. So I talked with Nico. I said, hey, Nico, what are you guys lacking? What and we talked a little bit about it. He said, you got to find a niche, find something that not everybody else is doing. And then I looked at what most people were doing. And no offense to people that do this, but a lot of people were just kind of come hang out with me as I play the game, kind of streams or even YouTube videos. Here's this epic game I had, check it out, lols. And so I said, well, okay, let's find something that's different and special and unique. And that's what Zath Replay Theater became. So it's about 3 years from September or October, something like that.
Wow. Okay. That's really astounding too. I mean, I understand your impulse to say I don't want this stream to just be about come and hang out with me and laugh at me. Certainly nobody in here does that on their stream.
No, I don't know anyone like that. I've never met them before.
Definitely not. But I am curious to know if you don't mind, kind of give us an idea of how your first episode of Replay Theater compares with your most recent. Like, if you were to sort of look back on the first episode, comparing it to the one now, what do you think we would see differently?
Well, it's more what you would hear differently. First of all, I was using a really crappy microphone, and so I was super tinny and all that kind of stuff. And it was actually a microphone for a gaming headset that I had won from iChase.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I won that headset from iChase in a competition, and the ship that won me that competition was the Ahskance beta. But anyway.
Oh my God! It all comes full circle. I feel
I
feel like because this is 2020, the Earth is going to open up and swallow me whole after that coincidental circle right there. Jesus.
So you would have heard me in a very different sound. To be quite honest, a lot of the things that I do now are natural, but back then it was I would be talking through things, but I lacked the confidence to feel like I knew what I was talking about. I mean, sure, as a good player, we know things, but to say it to somebody, the hardest thing that I had was when I got a player, because most people, when they submit a replay, they're going to submit, they want to put their best foot forward, right? So they're going to send, 300,000 damage game, in whatever.
Right.
Or a game where they kill 9 ships and look at me, look how awesome I am and stuff. And that's cool. We can analyze it and talk about what they did right. But I had this person that sent in a game where I'm looking at this and they're losing a co-op game. And I thought to myself, how can I talk to this person with the respect that they deserve? Because first of all, they sent in the replay and they're willing to have me put this up on the internet, and kind of give them some feedback. Where do I start? I'm a teacher, so we know that when you have deficiencies with students, you don't just start with them with all the the advanced stuff, right? Sometimes you have to go back to the basics. So I literally had to stop and think to myself, what basics do I want to start with? And how do we go from there? Because ammo selection isn't going to help this player that's struggling in co-op.
Right.
That was fun. I've had some true trials. I've had some mistakes, some missteps, of course. But it's grown to the point now where I feel very confident in the feedback that I'm giving people, and I feel very confident in the people watching what I'm doing. It's going to be a quality feedback. It's going to be something that they're going to take and they're going to learn from watching other people screw up and make mistakes, and they're going to say, "Oh, I never thought of something like this." And that's the whole point of the theater.
Absolutely. I think it's a fantastic idea, to be honest, because there are lots of streams out there, and there's lots of YouTube channels, and it's difficult to differentiate oneself, obviously, but I think choosing to differentiate yourself by creating something where it's like, okay, look, let's, instead of, hey, look at how awesome I am, let's take a look at something where it doesn't go right, and let's fill in the gaps, fill in the Krakens, fill in the cracks.
Lol.
Yeah, lol.
Oh, okay.
That's the level you're gonna get here, Zath. So, yeah. that's as good as it's gonna get. So I think that's great. I really approve of, and don't we all want my approval? I really approve of people saying, you know, my goal is to help and to build up. I think it's a fantastic path to choose. So. More power to you on that. And obviously we will have down below in the podcast description, we will have a link to Zath's channel and the Kraken Discord if Zath so wishes. I don't know if Kraken is an open Discord or not, but so Tempest, do you have anything to ask our guest before we move on to plugs and poaching?
Can I pause and go back 1 second?
Of course. Forgive me.
Okay. No, that's okay. Back on your, I'll give you the Discord that I have, my own Replay Theater Discord, which the other day I was looking at, and oh my God, it's got like 450 people in it. I thought there was like maybe 80. But one thing I want to mention is that Replay Theater has grown so much to the point where now we've got this community. We call it Zath Nation because it's fun, but we've got this community now to where we are like everybody that comes in, they want to help each other, and they'll comment in chat, they'll say things. I've got other people that will jump in, kind of like I'm jumping into your podcast right now. They'll come in and jump into voice and kind of co-analyze with me, and we'll kind of go back and forth, which is fantastic. And even on my Discord, I'm still sitting back and watching with great pride as there are players that are posting on Discord their replays and saying, guys, can somebody look at my replay and tell me what the hell am I doing wrong? And there are people that are responding to that are looking at the replay. They're taking screenshots of it. They're saying, look, here's where you went wrong at this moment and stuff. And they're legitimately trying to help each other. And I gotta say, guys, if you're one of those people in my Discord that are doing, I am so proud of you guys, because like I can't be there doing everything as we go through. To just see that happening naturally, it tells me that it's more than just a channel. This is more than just a Twitch channel. This is a community that we've been able to build. And that to me is the coolest part of this whole experience. That's what brings me coming back. That's what got me through the summer when, you know, I'm locked down and I'm at home and I've got no interaction with anybody else except my cats and my wife. I'm able to, you know, see this and help other people and interact with people all around the world. And it's been such an exceptional experience. I'm in everybody's debt who's been a part of this community. So I want to just say real quick, a big thank you to everybody who's been a part of this.
Absolutely. I think that's I think it is extraordinarily important to understand just the fact that, you know, whether you're doing replay theater or hosting a stream or a podcast or even leader of a clan, that, you know, it is fundamentally required to have a community in order for it to live, you know, and that just doesn't exist without the community members who contribute and put in their goodwill and their time and their attention. And
exactly,
I'm right there with you. I think that's fantastic. Tempest, do you have anything else to ask the Lord Zath before we have him try to poach you?
Yeah, just a couple of things. I was gonna ask you, like, you know, how fulfilled you felt by doing this, and you don't need to answer that, because I could hear in the tone of your voice how much you enjoy it. Like you're just so like you sound so excited and happy and like fulfilled just talking about it.
The hardest thing I've had to do, school just started up, so I've had to lose my weekday streams. And so now I can only stream on Sundays, and that's been really hard for me because I feel a lot less connected to people. I mean, I had people pinging me on Discord like, why aren't you streaming today? And I'm like, because it's Tuesday and I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Like, people forgetting what day of the week it was and saying, where's Zath? Like, I miss that, and I'm going to continue to miss that, and I'm still trying to come to terms with it.
That's oh man, school back in session. How are you? Like, kind of off topic, but are you guys actually in the classroom or is it online stuff?
Not yet. It's all virtual. And I will say that the skills that I've actually developed being a Twitch streamer and interacting with viewers, building community, all of those skills are transferring directly into the classroom, and it's been a real treat working with these students. And I think if I wasn't a Twitch streamer, I know this might sound weird, but if I wasn't a Twitch streamer, I feel like I would not be as effective a teacher right now.
That's honestly pretty cool. Like, I mean, yeah, I mean, I can't. Like, that's really weird to think about, but that's really cool. Just how those things translate back and forth. But yeah, I think I'd toss it back to you, Boggzy. I mean,
you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so Zath, before we do plugs and take off here, that's a CV pun for our filthy CV main Gathering Tempest.
I'm not a CV main, sir. I don't know what you're talking about.
DD main, excellent at CVs. It's the classic conundrum. We would like you to poach Tempest. Basically, let Tempest here know. I'm going to dress Tempest up in his Sunday best and put him out on the street for you. Let him know why exactly it is that he might want to join an ancient and well-revered competitive clan like Kraken.
You know, that's going to be so hard to do because I was all ready to poach Synpax. I had the whole thing script written up and ready to go. Hey man, I see you're out of a clan. You have really good stats. Would you like a cool place to hang out? I was all ready to say that, but okay, so Tempest.
Hello.
Tempest. Hi. So I would say that if you are looking for a place that you can hang out with good quality players who aren't into drama and aren't into messing with people, trolling others, and all that kind of stuff, Kraken might very well be the right place for you. We are a community with a lot of people that are older, that have real life, responsibilities. Most of us have jobs. A bunch of us have kids. And so as a result, it's always real life comes first, and then the video game comes second. And so if you're looking for a place where you can just hang out and be an awesome player and be surrounded by awesome players too, there you go.
Oh, were you still talking? I was signing up for Kraken.
Traitor. Oh, man. Well, and you forgot the most important part is that you also have C-Raptor, who, in my mind, is an absolute delight. The man should be commentating for NASCAR or something like that. Delight to watch.
C-Raptor. We've got other streaming personalities. We've got Vartasian. We've got Reefer, who's now a CC as well. So yeah, we've got a bunch of cool people in that clan.
Celebrity clan. I called it. I coined the term. Well, that is absolutely wonderful. Zath, it's been a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for talking to us about the history of clan, talking about replay theater. We will be including links to all of those things in the podcast description below, plus anything else you'd like. We'll discuss that after we get off here. So, gosh, I guess thank you, Tempest, very much for also being my co-host once again. You are a trooper. And, yeah, was there anything else?
Before we sign off, can I issue a challenge to your viewers?
Oh, dear. Yes, please.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls listening to this podcast right now, I hereby challenge you to play World of Warships and compliment somebody at least once a day.
Oh my god! I think Zath is trying to inject some goodwill in 2020.
Gotta do it somewhere.
Gotta do it.
I need to ask a question though, Zath. What is a compliment?
When you hit the tab key, right-click on their name, and then compliment either for plays well or good manners.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It's right above the report function, Tempest? Yeah.
Right, I forgot.
You're familiar with that one, right?
Yeah. And let them know it in chat. Hey, dude, comped you because you gave me smoke. Comped you because you're a competent TV player, because you worked with the team. Comped you because you had an epic shot. I don't care what it is. Compliment somebody at least once a day and tell them why you did it.
I think, Zath, I've always tried to say that I'm the nicest person on the internet, or I'm running for nicest person of the internet. I think I literally just got dumped out of the car on the side of the road and shot in the head because you might be the most nice person I've ever met in World of Warships.
There's an ulterior motive to this, and I will give a community contributor container to the person that figures it out. You can message me directly on Discord, or you can email me, or whatever. But the person that figures out that the ulterior motive to this, you'll get a CC container.
Boom! It's going in the title. Community contributor container up for grabs. Well, Zath, thank you again. Tempest, thank you for co-hosting with me. It's been a pleasure. And as always, thank you to all of you for listening. We'll have Zath's links down below to Replay Theater and to his Discord. We will have how would you like? You want people to link directly or message you directly for the contest, for your contest?
Yeah, the best way to do that would be to send me a message on Discord, or if you want to, you can email it to me as well. Either is perfectly fine. I'm also on the forums. You can message me on the forums.
Great.
I think I have a Reddit account, but I don't really follow it that much. You can message me in game. You know,
Sure.
there's if you want that container, you'll find a way to get a hold of me.
So it sounds like one of the best ways to do it would be go to the forums and message Zath there, or find the link down below to his Discord, and I'm sure his name will be up at the top there.
Yep.
With that, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure, and to all of you listening, we appreciate you guys coming back and listening and continuing to give us feedback to help us improve the podcast. So we will see you next time on Get to Know World of Warships.